We haven't had a non-quarterback win the MVP since 2012 in Adrian Peterson. We haven't had a non-offensive player win the award since 1986 in Lawrence Taylor. Shoot, 4 years before that, in 1982, Mark Mosley won the award. He was a kicker. With all that being said, I think this is the year it should happen. This is the year we should have a non-quarterback win the MVP. I'm going to be giving out a lot of awards today. First, we're going to look at the best of the AFC, the best of the NFC, so you get a good guideline of the guys who could be this year's MVP. Let's go ahead and start with my all NFC team, starting with the offense, of course. And I got Dak Prescott as the best quarterback in the NFC this year. You can make a great argument that it's Brock Purdy, but I'm gonna have him edge out Brock Purdy. I just think he's got more big time throws in terms of touchdowns. I think he's ahead of Purdy by 1 at this point. So I'm going to give him the edge. Running back, it's unquestioned. It's Christian freaking McCaffrey. He has been phenomenal. I mean, phenomenal this season. He has over 1,400 yards rushing. He has 14 rushing touchdowns. If we go to receiving, over 500 yards and 7 touchdowns. He has been a monster. He has been a menace. He's going to be one of those guys we talk about in the conversation at MVP, or at least he should be. At wide receiver, I got CeeDee Lamb, I got AJ Brown, and then I have Amon-Ra St. Brown. To be fair, this is pretty tough to stick to 3. But for me, CeeDee Lamb and AJ Brown were givens. By the way, I'm also going to give you an all-rookie team near the end of the video, so stick around for that. But I mean, Puka almost made the cut here. I ended up giving the edge to Amon-Ra St. Brown just because of the touchdowns. Puka had 5, Amon-Ra had 9. When it comes to wide receivers, I think George Kittle is easily the best receiver or tight end in the NFC, though Sam Laporta might have something to say about that next season. But George Kittle's the only one with over 1,000 receiving yards this year. When it comes to my tackles, I got Trent Williamson, I got Penei Sewell, and I ain't gonna lie to y'all, no one really else comes close. These are your best 2 tackles in the NFC this season. When it comes to the guard position, Chris Lindstrom is the best guard currently in the NFL. And I think Kevin Dotson has had one heck of a year. He's only allowed 20 pressures this season. He has been one of the best run blockers in the league. He ends up being an exceptional value for the Rams. So let's give the man his flowers. Jason Kelce, he's great every year. When is he going to hit that wall? When is Father Time going to come for him? When, I say. Anywho, when it comes to place kicker, Brandon Aubrey's just been freaking a monster. This dude has had a boot and then some. Return man, it's Rashid Shaheed, man. He does it on both sides. I mean, I was going to come in here and to be fair, like the argument for return man, I think is a lot closer in the NFC than it is in the NFC. But like a guy like Turpin just hasn't had a lot of opportunities this year. Nixon, he's only doing it on the kickoffs. He's only fielded about 14 punts this season. It's just Rashid Shaheed, man. They ask him to do it all, man. He does it on the kick returns. He does it on the punt returns. Does have a punt return touchdown this season. Let's go ahead. Let's move to the defense at the edge position. I have Micah Parsons. I have Nick Bosa. This one, you may it's fairly close within some reason, but I think Nick Bosa and Micah Parsons kind of walk away with it. I think it's the edge position is a lot closer in the AFC. Matter of fact, I think defensive line in general is a lot closer in the AFC because Aaron Donald and Dexter Lawrence were just runaway favorites for this. They have been just utter monsters. Do want to give a shout out to Kenny Clark doing his thing this year, but at the end of the day, it just wouldn't have been good enough to edge out in this list. Going linebacker, I'm a little mixed up about. I got some feelings. Fred Warner was an easy, this guy's the best linebacker in the league, or at least among the best. I know people will make cases for like a Roquan Smith, and I think that's fair. But golly, man, I got Bobby Okereke here. I was stuck between him and Demario Davis, and it was really came up to a coin toss. So that's what I ended up doing. I ended up tossing a coin. I think they were both very deserving. I think we were more deserving than the rest here. Do want to give shout outs to like Ernest Jones for the Rams and TJ Edwards for the Bears, playing good football. But at the end of the day, I think Demario Davis, I wanted to give him a highlight here, but I ultimately did go with Bobby Okereke. He has just been phenomenal as a blitzer, 17 pressures. He's got 5 pass breakups, 2 interceptions. So he's been very solid in coverage. The missed tackle rate is very low. So you love to see it. Move into the secondary. Let's talk about the corner position, where I got Jaylon Johnson, man. He's had just such a tremendous year, allowing a completion rate of 50%, 4 interceptions, 6 pass breakups, phenomenal. Only allowed 1 touchdown thus far this season. You got Charvarius Ward, who is constantly guarding the opposing teams number 1, as he has 5 interceptions, 16 pass breakups, and allowed a completion rate of 53.3%. And then I'm giving Deron Bland the nod here in the flex, as I think honestly Devon Witherspoon and Kendall Fuller have great cases, but Fuller's allowed too many touchdowns. And man, just Deron Bland, he made history this year. That was the thing. Just pick 6 bonanza from him. It's just been wild. It's been a wild ride. And all in all, he has had a very, very good season. Did want to, again, of course, highlight Fuller and Witherspoon. At safety, it wasn't even close. Jesse Bates, Antoine Winfield, they were head and above. I don't think that's the term I'm looking for. Shoulder and above. They were better than everyone else, and it wasn't even close in my opinion. These are the 2 best safeties in the NFC. Got to give a shout out to the punter position. We got Bradley Pinion from the Falcons. And then for my special teamer, I got Ben Skoranek. Don't expect to see his name in MVP, but hey, let's give a shout out to the special teamers. Real quick, what's crack-a-lackin'? It's your boy Broshmo, just in case you did not know, so go ahead, become bro and subscribe. Leave this video a thumbs up if you enjoy the content as always. Let me know what you think in the comment section below, where we have that nice, beautiful football discourse. You will see Underdog Fantasy is the sponsor of today's video. If you sign up using promo code Broshmo, then they will match your first deposit up to $100 dues. But remember, when you sign up, you do have to use promo code Broshmo. Bet responsibly, my friends. Bet within your means. Let's talk about the AFC, starting with quarterback, as I have Lamar Jackson honestly edging out Josh Allen. I really took this into heavy consideration. Josh Allen, 42 total touchdowns, but at the end of the day, man, Lamar Jackson has come up a bit luckier when it comes to the turnovers and the turnover-worthy throws. You look at Lamar Jackson, 15 turnover-worthy plays, 7 interceptions. Josh Allen, 18 turnover-worthy plays, 16 interceptions. Just the luck wasn't really on Allen's side, so Lamar Jackson gets the edge here. A lot of people have already crowned him the MVP, but I say nah. Not yet. Because I think there's a great case that a defensive player could take it. There's a great case. Playmaker, a skill position, can take it. Go ahead, move to a running back. I went with Raheem Mostert. It's just, I'm sorry, the guy, in terms of rushing touchdowns, like, how can you give it to anyone else? I mean, he backs that up with having over 1,000 yards. Only 3 running backs in the AFC have done that. And I'll tell you this, none of them have 18 touchdowns. So, yeah, he had to be the AFC pick here. Going to the wide receiver position, I have Tyreek Hill, who is going to need some help. He's going to need some blown coverages from the Bills if he's going to get to that 2,000 mark. He has to, clear 273? Yeah, he has to have 273 receiving yards tonight if he's going to clear that 2,000 receiving yards in a season. Unfortunately, I don't think he'll get there, but what a ride. Jamar Chase, I gave the nod here, and Keenan Allen, Amari Cooper. Honestly, the only guy that I would say just misses the cut. I picked 3 in these videos, so just comes down to that, unfortunately. I mean, Jamar Chase has 17 forced missed tackles. He's just phenomenal after the catch. Same with Keenan Allen. He edges out Amari Cooper on not just forced missed tackles, but also touchdowns. But got to give a shout out to Amari. He's having a really good year. I gave my tight end for the AFC to David Njoku. Could be a little bit recency bias, but man, Travis Kelce does not feel like the same Travis Kelce. But I mean, we could say that about the Chiefs offense in general. However, I mean, David Njoku has been hot fire the last couple of weeks. He does have more touchdowns than Travis Kelce. He does have more forced missed tackles than Travis Kelce. So I'm actually going to give him the edge here at tight end. Going to the offensive line, talking about the tackle position. First, I think Colton Miller has been the best offensive tackle in the AFC. I think it's a shame that he didn't get recognized by the Pro Bowl. And then I'm going to give this the right tackle. I'm going to give the right tackle, the other tackle, really. All tackle, it doesn't matter what side you're on. All tackles and guards are eligible. But I'm going to give it to Bernhard Raimann. He really edges out Garrett Bowles here for that other spot. I think he's been fabulous in year 2, and just goes to show what a steal of a third round pick he was. Quentin Miners has been the best guard in the AFC. I don't think anyone's going to really fight me on that. But if you do, I'll see you in the comment section, I guess. And then I ended up going with Michael Onwenu. Feels like a bit of a cop-out, I'll admit. Michael Onwenu mainly playing at right tackle this year. Did start the year at guard. I don't know if he's got a future at guard, but I mean, he's been playing fine at right tackle. So I'm going to go ahead and slide him into there, or slide him into guard here. Tyler Linderbaum, I think he's been the best center in the AFC. He's put up a very good season, only allowing 15 pressures, no sacks. Very good as a run blocker as well. My kicker is Cameron Dicker, the kicker. And how can it not be? How is this guy not in the Pro Bowl? He's had a phenomenal year. Marvin Mims Jr., another guy that has just been doing it on both sides, both punting and kickoff returns. So he gets the nod here. Let's go ahead and move to the defense. And I'm talking Myles Garrett. I'm talking Josh Allen. Both these guys have been phenomenal this year. I think Josh Allen, I can't tell off the top of my head, but I'm pretty sure he leads the league in pressures. I'm going to go confirm that right now. Yes, he does. He leads the league in pressures. And Myles Garrett, not too far behind him. Myles Garrett does have the best pass rush win rate this season, which kind of hurts my heart that I had to leave Max Crosby out of here. It's just the edge group has been that good this year. I mean, we're talking about leaving out guys like TJ Watt, Trey Hendrickson. We got Khalil Mack, who's had a really good year. Like, there's a lot of good edge players in the AFC. I almost fell out of my seat even. When it comes to the interior, I got Chris Jones, I got Quinnen Williams. I know people are going to be like, oh, what about Matabuke and all his sacks? Well, he just doesn't sack up to the amount of pressures that guys like Quinnen Williams and Chris Jones has. And when it comes to win rate, those guys are a bit ahead of him. Not to take anything away from Justin Matabuke, he would be the next guy up if I included a third defensive interior in here. So I'm just giving you a rationale on why, because I feel like people are going to argue against Quinnen Williams. They just don't understand how dominant he has really been, both as a run stuffer and as a pass rusher. Just because his sack numbers don't reflect that doesn't mean that he has been less disruptive than Matabuke. It's actually the opposite. He has been much more disruptive than Matabuke. Going to the linebacker position, and I'm going to be going with Raekwon Smith and Foye Oluokun. Roquan Smith, easy. We don't really need to talk about him much. He's had a fantastic year. I feel like people are you're gonna have people out here talking about the Jets linebackers, C.J. Mosley, Quincy Williams. They're very deserving. Zaire Franklin leads the lead in tackles. How could he not be on the list? Acting like tackles is the only thing to measure a linebacker by. Okay, but Franklin has had a good year. I don't want to take that away from him, but I think when it comes to Foye Oluokun, he has it all. He has been a phenomenal blitzer, 21 pressures, 3 sacks. He's been very good in coverage, where he is he's had 3 pass breakups and an interception, so he's been very good in that regard. So I gave him the nod here. Going to the corners, golly, there were some good corners here, but L'Jarius Sneed had to be the first guy in. He's been phenomenal this year, covering the opposing number 1 4 teams. He has only allowed a 51.9% completion rate with 2 pass breakups or 10 pass breakups and 2 interceptions. Has been flagged 17 times, but he has not allowed a touchdown. Keep in mind, that's when guarding opposing number 1s. We got, honestly, Sauce, man. Sauce is still pretty darn good, man. People don't throw at him. He's allowed a completion rate of 58%, excuse me. 9 pass breakups, has allowed 1 touchdown this season. But when you're looking at like yards allowed, his is among the fewest. They just don't throw this cat's way. And then I decided to give the nod to MJ Emerson, dude. I honestly think he's having a phenomenal season. 9 pass breakups, 4 interceptions, hasn't allowed a touchdown. He has a completion rate of 47.1%. He has kind of been that guy, so I'm going to give him the nod here. Give him a little love. I do have Ravens at safety for for my, I guess, all AFC defense. Just Geno Stone, man, he's been a ball hawk, interception machine. You almost could say the same about Kyle Hamilton. Kyle Hamilton's been fantastic. 4 interceptions, 6 pass breakups, 14 pressures, 3 sacks. You just can't include those guys. I do want to give a shout out to Javon Holland. He's still good, but again, missing some time here. Only played 11 games this season. So, like, it was kind of hard to put him on the list. Jabril Prep. Words are hard. Jabril Peppers has been very good this season, so I do want to give him a shout out. When it comes to punter, I got AJ Cole and then Miles Kilbrew. He has actually been very, like, noticeably really good on special teams. Yeah, the block against, I think it was New England, where they were trying to mount a comeback and it came short because Mitch Trubisky is Mitch Trubisky. But let's go ahead and get to my all-rookie team, starting with the offense. I got C.J. Stroud as the quarterback. That kind of goes without saying. And then Jahmyr Gibbs at running back. He has had a really hot second half of the season. It legitimately has me hot and bothered. And unfortunately, Stinking Bijan's just been putting the ball on the ground. I think he has 4 fumbles this season. Just go and confirm that. Yeah, 4 fumbles this year for Bijan, so that's rough. That's rough. Does lead among rookies in forced missed tackles. But you are going to notice Devon A-Chain is here. Despite missing time, man, he has just been that electric. He really has. Over 700 yards rushing, 7 rushing touchdowns. You go to receiving, he has almost 200 yards, but he has 3 touchdowns, so 10 total touchdowns on the season. Just fabulous, fabulous, fabulous. Going to wide receiver, I only included 2 because, again, the flex ended up getting filled by a running back. And I ended up giving the nod to, obviously, Puka Nacua. This is a man chasing history, guys. But I gave it to Rashee Rice. Rashee Rice is close to going over 1,000 yards. When you look at all other rookie receivers, no one honestly is that close unless like Zay Flowers and Jordan Addison have like 150-yard days, which is totally in the realm of possibility. But with the Ravens resting their starters, probably not likely. Sam Laporta, man, has been phenomenal, especially down the stretch here. 9 receiving touchdowns, over 860 yards. So he is making the tight end spot. I'm going to be honest, man. This tackle, or picking the offensive line, was a little tricky. It was a little tricky. I ended up going with Broderick Jones and DeJuan Jones, so the Jones brothers. I think Broderick Jones has been freaking wonderful as of late, especially since they decided to just start him in general. But I think he's been pretty darn good. You could also, again, DeJuan Jones, before going down with injury, he was doing really good as well. Do want to give a shout out to Darnell Wright, though, playing really good for the Bears there, but did have a rocky start to the season. At guard, I got Steve Avila and I got City Sal. Peter Skrosky just kind of got knocked down. He would be the 3rd option here, but I think City Sal, after really facing adversity early in the year, has turned into a quality starter. And same with like stinking Steve Avila, man. That offensive line for the Rams has really turned around. Again, their lone like bad spot is left tackle. But yeah, it's done a really quality job there. Yeah, in all honesty, if I'm gonna have to pick a offensive rookie of the year, it's gonna be Puka Nacua. Like CJ Stroud has been great. Like, don't get me wrong, he has been freaking wonderful. But Puka Nacua is kind of chasing history, so that's kind of the difference there, unfortunately. So, do just want to kind of shout that out. We got also kicker. I got Jake Moody. The kicker rookie class hasn't been that impressive, and then Marvin Mims has been freaking phenomenal. Going to the defensive side of things, you got Will Anderson, Tui Piloto here at the edge position. And then along the defensive line, since linebacker's been really bad, I included 5 defensive line players. So let's quickly go over those, as I got Jalen Carter, Kobe Turner, and Gervon Dexter Sr. When it comes, like, Kobe Turner's really turned it on the last couple of games. I get it. Like, Aaron Donald will do that to players around him, but like, he has been really good the last couple of games. I think he currently leads interior players in pressures with 45, has 11 sacks on the year. Jalen Carter has slowed down a little bit, but in terms of win rate, he is among the highest at the defensive interior position. Gervon Dexter has been very good as of late as well. That's why he kind of gets the nod in here over a guy like Byron Young from the Rams, who a lot of pressures, but win rate not that good. But do got to give him a shout out. Linebacker, I said it was a 1-horse race. Ivan Pace Jr. We haven't seen a lot of linebacker play this year, and from the linebacker play we've seen, Ivan Pace has been the only good thing. Like, this cat has a game-winning pick 6. He has 14 pressures, 3 sacks, 10% miss tackle rate. Like, guys who are, I guess, in the vicinity in terms of snaps, like Jack Campbell, Henry To'oTo'o, don't really come close in terms of production. So, again, guys, this was a one-horse race. All right. Let's go to the corners. I got Devon Witherspoon. He was kind of an easy nod, especially since he was kind of vying for my all-NFC defensive team. And then Mekhi Blackman, I gave the nod to. Remember, there were some injuries here. I totally just glossed over Joey Porter, but Joey Porter deserves a shout out. He's been really good this year. But Mekhi Blackman, cat that I really do think deserves more snaps in general. Honestly, if Juju Brents wasn't so banged up like the middle part of the year, like, he would have totally deserved a nod here. But again, he's only played 8 games. That's why, like, a guy like Christian Gonzalez is on the list. I mean, that dude had an unbelievable start of the season. Looked like the Patriots had a lockdown corner, and then season-ending injury. But Mekhi Blackman, guys, this cat's only allowed 2 touchdowns on the year, and he's played 430 snaps. Been playing more snaps as of late, but 8 pass breakups, got an interception in there. Like, I think he deserves a little bit more love. Hasn't missed a tackle all year. Like, I think he kind of deserves to play a little bit more. I mean, there weren't really other corners fighting for this. Yeah. So at safety, I got Brian Branch, who, again, he's a slot, but he fits into this. He's had a really good year. Has been tested a bunch too. Jordan Howden has been freaking remarkable. What a late round get for the Saints, because he has been very, very, very good for them. He's played over 540 snaps this season. Has 5 pass breakups. Jordan Battle probably deserves a little bit of love. He's just under 500 snaps, but just misses the cut here. Also, got to give a shout out to Ronnie Hickman Jr., who has come in, I believe, for Grant Delpit, who has been injured, has been seeing more playing time, and has been freaking phenomenal. I had a pick 6 against the Jets just a week ago, but he has been playing really, really good football. Want to give a shout out to him, but he only has 279 snaps on the season. But this is what y'all came here for. Here is my end of season awards. By the way, Jalen Carter, Defensive Rookie of the Year. Oh, there, I said it. Let's get to MVP. I'm giving it to Christian McCaffrey. You're going to be like, Lamar. I just don't think the numbers warrant it. I really don't. I had a difficult time putting Lamar ahead of Josh Allen when it came to my all-offense AFC team. Christian McCaffrey has been fantastic. Love to give a shout-out to Tyreek, but injury kind of cost him that 2K pace for receiving yards. With that being said, Offensive Player of the Year, I'm going to go ahead and give it to Christian McCaffrey, because I imagine this is what they're going to do. They're going to give MVP to Lamar. They're going to give Offensive Player of the Year to Christian McCaffrey. I think he deserves both. Defensive Player of the Year is Myles Garrett, man. This dude's been unblockable. He's been a monster. You could give this award to probably like 10 different defensive linemen, and I'd be okay with it. Max Crosby, Aaron Donald. We could talk about Josh Allen's had a really good year. Micah Parsons. Like, you could give it a load. Nick Bosa. Or you could give a load to people. But I'm going to go with Myles Garrett. Comeback Player of the Year, I got Joe Flacco. And again, this is just specific to me. For me, I always thought Comeback Player of the Year was a performance-based award, because all of these are performance-based awards. But if you look at the I guess, the requirements for comeback player of the year, it says like success when facing adversity. It's real broad. So if you're going to be like, no, DeMar Hamlin is comeback player of the year, too easy, I'm not going to fight you on it. I think that's fine. I mean, the guy did die on the field. But to be fair, Joe Flacco's career has been dead for like 8 years. So, touche. But I'm going to be Joe Flacco again. No one expected him to come out and lead the Browns to the playoffs and honestly outplay their $300 million quarterback. AFC head coach, I'm giving it to Kevin Stefanski. He has dealt with so many injuries this year for the Browns, especially at quarterback, but has been able to keep this thing rolling and keep this thing together. I think he's just done a fantastic job. When it comes to NFC head coach of the year, Dan Campbell, one of my favorite coaches in the league. I freaking love Dan Campbell. This turnaround with the Lions has been fun to watch. GM of the year, I got Eric DeCosta. I just think he's done a wonderful job at assembling this team with just good value. You got guys like Kyle Van Noy, Javion Clowney just performing well on veteran deals. They brought in OBJ. I think how he handled the Lamar Jackson thing over the offseason was just phenomenal. Where Lamar's like, hey, I see what Deshaun Watson's getting paid. I'm worth that. And he just kind of calls him on his bluff. He's like, listen, yeah, you're worth that. The thing is, that's a terrible contract. We can't give you that. But hey, we do think you're worth a hell of a lot. We want to get a deal done. But hey, we'll go ahead. We'll put the exclusive franchise tag on him or something to where other teams could come in and try to swoop up Lamar. He did. They eventually got a deal done. I think DeCosta has done a wonderful job. Like I said earlier, Puka Nacua, he's chasing history. He's your offensive rookie of the year. Jalen Carter kind of edges out a couple of other guys here to be defensive rookie of the year. But let me know what you think in the comment section below. That's it for the video. Go ahead, do that YouTube thing. If you want to check out some what I gotta say about some of the guys that were snubbed out of the Pro Bowl, I did that video yesterday, so you can go check that out, or you can check out my new mock draft. But as always, until next time, you be easy, my friends. Later.